Hi, and welcome to nightlenses.com chats, where we talk to people who are night lens wearers to give those who aren't a few ideas, literally straight from the horse's mouth, as they say. So here we've got Natalie. Now, Natalie is, she's a wild swimmer. She's a CrossFit ninja. She's a paediatric consultant. She's a mum. She's busy. And so, listen, thank you, Natalie. We've got lots of questions to ask you. So first of all, wild swimming. Tell me how long you've been into wild swimming. So it's the big thing now, right?
Well, I first did a triathlon before my wee boy was born, and I've not done anything competitive since he was born. He's 6 now, but I've actually moved to being near the sea, and so actually, you know, I get into the sea most days whenever I'm off, weather permitting, work permitting. So yeah, so a good number of years, but I absolutely love it. It definitely grounds me, keeps me sane.
Brilliant. And we've seen if you haven't seen anyone, there's a great little video of Natalie just come out of the sea or out of the lock or wherever while swimming, talking about night lenses. So look, straight up on that, how have night lenses made a difference to you with your wild swimming?
I've got so many disaster stories that I could share with you about glasses and contact lenses doing various water sports, honestly. I mean, I'll never forget the worst one being at the top of a gorge and losing a contact lens. I was part of this team and we all had to try and carry an egg down this gorge, and I think everyone found it really funny, but it wasn't funny. So I think just not having to worry about losing lenses. I mean, you shouldn't be wearing lenses in the water anyway. It's not safe. It was something that I used to do because I really am quite short-sighted. So having that removed, it's just so much more relaxed. It's just something that you don't have to worry about. And I think, you know, if you're a sort of wild swimmer or you're into water sports, it's just less inhibiting.
Yeah, and I guess wild swimming, people enjoying wild swimming, you can see the surroundings. That's the idea of wild swimming, right? So I'm assuming you can see better, right?
Well, yeah, well, absolutely. I was trying in my wee video. I was actually trying to show you Arran in the background because it had some snow on the top of it. And where I swim, I live in Troon, so we can see Goat Fell on Arran, and it's absolutely beautiful. Yeah, and of course it's been in the water, and if you're surrounded by beautiful scenery, that's what makes it. So you really want to be able to see that.
Definitely. And you're a CrossFit. What sort of CrossFit things are you into? What's your thing?
Well, I'm just a member of a CrossFit gym. What's my favourite thing in CrossFit? Well, it's actually running. It's a wee bit boring, but running is probably my favourite thing. Pretty part of CrossFit. Still working on strength.
And on the night lenses side, again, the same question would be: how are you finding that sort of night lenses are useful or helpful to your CrossFit?
Well, again, it's just one less thing to think about. So she said at the start, I'm busy, I'm a single mum, and I work for the NHS, so I would routinely get up at 5:30, be in the gym for 6, home for 7:15, out the door again at 8:15, and it's just, in the past it would have been lenses in, lenses out, lenses in. And during lockdown, I did a lot of CrossFit in the house, and you can't wear glasses. Well, I would have found it personally difficult. Just if you're doing handstands, your glasses are just going to slip off. So it would have been lenses in, lenses out for the shower, and lenses back in. And literally, it's just one less thing to think about, especially when you're very time limited. I don't really have time for faff, so they help in that respect.
I love what you're saying, doing handstands. Our life is so different. I can barely ready to sort of do my shoes without stretching things nowadays. But no, it's great. And look, you say you're busy. I can see here you are at work as your paediatric consultant, as I understand. So, in terms of with your work at the NHS and medical life, so how are they helpful to you there?
Well, I would never have worn contact lenses to work because it was always too drying, because you work long shifts. It would be 12-hour shifts, particularly when you're training and overnight. So it would have always been glasses for me. And if you're doing, it's mostly when you're doing sterile procedures. So if you're scrubbed up, if you're trying to get venous access, or you're doing something with neonates, you can't touch your glasses. So I would quite often be in the position where I'd be asking nursing staff to push my glasses back up, which is not ideal. They've got better things to do. But also, in the COVID era, not having to wear glasses with masks is really helpful, just because of glasses steaming up constantly. So it's just one less thing to think about when things are already quite stressful.
Definitely. We were chatting to a guy called Ewan Sparrows, who's he's a surgeon, and he's saying, in your operating theatre with everything, it's just one less thing thing to think about, which is quite important. And look, and you said about your son, and you're obviously a busy mum. I mean, you're very active and things. So, you know, has there been times when he was younger, or at the moment, where again night lenses come in, they're quite useful for you?
Yeah, my brother introduced me to night lenses, and my son was just a baby, and I used to take him swimming in the local pool, and I would have just left my glasses in the changing room, gone in the pool with him, and actually it was quite disorientating because I really couldn't see. So it would be me and my son, and he's splashing me in the face, and then just, you know, a sort of noisy sort of blur around me, and if people came in and waved, I wouldn't be able to, I wouldn't know who they were, and you know, it's fine, we wouldn't have been at any harm, but it's just not as fun, it's just not as relaxed, it's just not as enjoyable. So yeah, so to be able to see, and now that we're near the sea, he's in the sea with me again, it's about being able to see the scenery and being able to see all the way down the beach without worrying about glasses being splashed or falling off or contact lenses falling out.
It's the safety side of that. But look, yeah, as a dad, when my kids were young, part of the thing going to the pool is you want to enjoy it, to see it, right?
Exactly.
And I think that's the point of it. And look, I think the obvious question here, I mean, I think I know what the answer is, but just to ask you, would you recommend, you know, night lenses to people who are thinking, oh, why really?
Yeah, I mean, I went through so many things. Like I tried to buy these sports glasses, I remember once, and something was wrong with the prescription, and I felt like there was a bubble on the ground, and I was doing abseiling, and I was abseiling down a waterfall, and I couldn't really see. And I remember doing Tough Mudder and getting mud in a contact lens, and it's sort of gritting the whole way through the event. And, you know, even as a junior doctor, I remember once being punched in the face by a really sick, confused patient, and my glasses broke, and I had to do a whole shift with my glasses tacked together. So I just think there's just so many times when, you know, actually events have been, you know, spoiled a little bit, or there's been hassle, and I just don't think about that anymore. You know, you just wake up in the morning, open your eyes, and you can see, so you actually forget that you've got short-sightedness. And you know, all you do is you take out your contact lenses, and then the day is yours. That there is absolutely nothing inhibitory about them at all. For me, there's literally been no downsides. Work, CrossFit, whether it's snowboarding, paddleboarding, swimming, I just don't think about my lenses. And in the past, it was a big, I'd say, anxiety for me, because I was always trying to find a way around it. And now I have. I don't see myself going back.
Because you say that, because someone said the other day to me, they said they almost feel they don't have short sight anymore because they put the lenses in at night, and they don't think about it. You sleep, you wake up, you take them out, and you don't have anything to think about. And I think that's a really interesting point. And I think that one of the things a load of people who don't know night lenses say, it almost sounds too good to be true. They don't believe it. And what, I mean, what's your answer to that? You obviously, you use them. The fact is, this is real, right? This is a very simple thing.
No, I think exactly, and I think I just say again that for me, there's been no downsides. I mean, I've worn them now for maybe 6 years, you know, since my son was born, and they've been nothing positive. I can't emphasize that enough. And I think, you know, particularly if you are active, you've got wee ones, you know, you work long shifts, there's going to be so many walks of life in which they're beneficial. And, you know, knowing as well it's not permanent. You know, if you don't enjoy them, you just take them out again, your eyes return to normal, and that's it. So you're not sort of, you know, you're not doing anything that you can't then reverse. So no, I mean, I recommend them all the time, and it's mostly people not having heard of them that seems to be the kind of issue. And I've never met anybody who's you know, had a bad experience with them.
Yeah, it's almost like the best kept secret. Well, listen, Natalie, thank you so much for that. I think that was really useful. I think a lot of people can find that very interesting and useful. So look, if you find that useful, we've got lots more advice and information. Just head on to nightlenses.com. Thank you.